connectivity issues have been solved, and all the players are in the lobby. John, we are ready to start Karn & Co. versus West Garfield Park. And just like I said in the TeamSpeak during the Analyst Desk segment, no, I refuse to switch my vote.
Agreed. I did not say it, but I will now.
I'm glad we can stand in solidarity.
There for everyone to now hear. Yeah, we lost some bets together. We won a couple, and hopefully this one can be the latter.
I've lost a lot.
Yeah. I think I have now actually lost less than you because of the Gaming Gladiator and took the kids' outcome.
Damn it!
So, I am
why does Mr. B have to be so good?
I don't know. Just something about...
Why can't Mr. B go back to, like, Project Neo Mr. B, man? Just when I vote against him.
What a throwback. Anyways, back into the matchup here. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good reasons why actually all of us voted for Karn & Co. to win this matchup. They have cleaned up their act in general, but specifically on Chalet. Their ability to enable themselves via the drone game to get that entry was beautiful. I got to cast that against, I believe it was Aqualix when they played Chalet in a best of one. Yes. And they just did phenomenal against everything, especially on a team that's very aggressive like Aqualix. They were just flattening people like Afer left, right, and center. And I feel like that same trend can kind of be had for West Garfield, where they do like to be more on that slightly aggressive side, especially with Snake, who will drop massive numbers, but have the rest of his team just kind of be null and void a lot of times, and that will overall give them a loss because it's just Snake acting up. So if we have that exact same, thing abrupt, and even Snake can't pop off, this should, theoretically speaking, be a win for Karn & Co. But we have been wrong a couple of times in predictions, so this might be one of them, perhaps, too.
I don't know. I'm going to jinx it. I'm going to say I don't think this is one of those. I don't even think there's a chance of us being wrong. Karn & Co. have just looked that good. They've looked incredible. Only teams they have lost to are Elyssar and One Shot. Two of the top teams in the league.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Karn & Co. have my vote as one of the top teams. I definitely agree with CDAPS, with Connor, that they are a dark horse for top, maybe even top 3 at this point, honestly. Karn & Co., like you said, have cleaned up their act. I remember they used to be a team that didn't deal well with aggression, but it seems like they've really flipped the switch and become that aggressive team when they need to be. They tend not to really get over-aggressive and over-peak. Karn does a great job of keeping his boys conservative and in line. See if they can do the same against West Garfield, who sometimes do get a little ahead of themselves and really love to press the issue. They have opened up Garage. Of course, we do see a lot of downstairs clears when it comes to this site. Felt coming under fire, but he will evade the shots for now, taking out a couple drones along with him.
Feltwinter's still playing in Connector as well, and oh no, they did not double check for him. He had just shot a drone, yet they had no idea he was there, and okay, he finds a second kill on this basement floor. Valor will at least get something on the top floor. Mikey is gone, one of your main pieces of stall equipment, no more toxic canisters, but Feltwinter has already done a fantastic job of not only stopping a lot of these enforcements coming down from the basement floor, but also just, in general, weakening the position of West Garfield. They only have one grenade left, and they haven't even fully cleared out the top or bottom floor, so they might just have to go rush the first floor and just hope they can catch Karn & Co. off guard in this last minute 30, Harrison.
It looks like Whitlock and Zeno have retaken upstairs too. The progress that they had done by killing Mikey has now effectively been reversed. At least Whitlock is on blue stairs. And yeah, Zeno is able to retake the shield position that the smoke died behind. So good rotation there from Karn & Co. And West Garfield now only have a minute 15 to play with. Felt will now drop in over towards short, or looking to push through short from Dining. Karn & Co. Or Karn & Co. Just Karn. Not the Antco. Just Karn getting very aggressive. Nade being sent his way, dealing damage, but now he knows the Finca is in sight, and there's the hatch coverage from Zeno. Nobody's on the library. Repel. Felt gets a triple, and Bio, how did he not kill?
That's just how...
Karn & Co. take round number 1.
Oh, you're back from the void. Lovely to see you again, Harrison. I thought that was just the end of that little play-by-play moment. Just the, and then you came back. That's nice. Glad to have you back.
Yeah.
Karn & Co.
I sucked my aneurysm back into my brain.
Nice.
Sheer force of will.
Glad to hear it. But for West Garfield, they droned out Feltwinter, yet they didn't think he would still be in Connector. Did they expect him to fall back, maybe? That I didn't really get. Did way too much damage in the basement floor. And then, yes, we did have a really good kill by Valor. Smoke was dead, but then, like you mentioned, it took so long for everybody to reposition on that top floor that it didn't matter they killed Smoke because there were 2 people to take its place, or his place, sorry. So they still had no map control, still no man advantage, and slowly, because they were just sitting outside waiting for Karn and Co to get aggressive, they had no time left either. So really everything went wrong for West Garfield on that first round. Hopefully, I've been saying hopefully a lot, man. I've been filled with copium a lot during this this matchup, or just the entire day, Harrison. So that's on me. But I really am wishing to see more out of West Garfield because they had a good show, the last best of one they had on stream. So getting them completely butchered by Karn and Co, not really on my agenda, although I want Karn and Co to win via prediction.
So I need my CL prediction GG Elo. Desperate. I'm starving. We'll see if West Garfield can make any sort of a recovery here. They're going to be clearing library side over. And speaking of the library clear, last round didn't go so well. This time, no one challenged them, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Here, Snake simply just hops in, shoots the cam. Easy. Easy as pie. But now they have to deal with the other top floor players towards the Master Solar side of things, holding very far back. Of course, there's 2 ways that attacking teams deal with this. 1, they open the office wall and they full clear. 2, they open the office wall and they just sit back and hold the defenders and make sure they can't use the office floor holes. And I imagine with the way West Garfield are right now, with Snake on the bathroom balk, I don't know. I was thinking maybe they would try to full clear, but with Snake backing off, I'm not quite sure anymore.
Well, we finally have, speaking of Snake, he at least opens up office. The wall actually being soft, not, seems a bit questionable, especially since they weren't, like, directly wanting to hold it, I guess. Oh, well. Not that big of a concern because there's more of an emphasis on this closet extension, if anything. Not so much people playing kind of close near office to slow down that extension push out via West Garfield's position. They have somebody out on West Balcony. That is Snake. He's repositioned. He could maybe throw a grenade near the shield to blow it up, but I think the wall would just probably catch it depending on the angle, so that's not really going to happen. Twist with the cutoff angle could maybe find something, but no one has fallen back yet, as there hasn't been a lot of genuine pressure applied yet by West Garfield, but that's looking to change in these next 70 seconds.
And it looks like I was right. They are going for the full clear with Twist getting the opening pick onto Whitlock. He takes a lot of damage for it, but ends up coming away with the kill. Mikey lands one on Baron Carnage, nearly escapes with his life away from that nade. So you go 1 for 1, but a lot of damage being done to this attack. Xeno with the follow-up, finishing Twist on that rappel and retaking into Solar. Mikey a second on this roam. That allows Felwinter to start the push up. He'll lose the fight to Bio, but does again deal the damage. Easier now cleanup for his teammates should they take that fight. Bio now encroaching on Mikey, but still loses it. He goes down. Finally, Mikey's been killed, but Karn comes in for the assist, and they'll take round number 2.
And the roam game still as strong as ever. West Garfield I don't even know what to say about that round because they had Twist with the cutoff. He killed the opening. He killed first. He got the first kill of the round. Sorry on the stutter there. And they still had a lot of trouble clearing out everybody else. They just had to continue pushing forward using that actual grenades and flashes to get rid of the Jaeger player, for example, yet they floundered somehow. They were in the right places to succeed, and they had a main advantage, yet they still fumbled the bag. And Karnako, still as dangerous as ever, get a second round on their defense. Master and Office now on the board for Karnako. I mean, they are still looking as fantastic as ever. This is just more and more concerns here for West Garfield. And are they bringing in a Maru, Harrison?
At least for now, they are. And it's biologic on that Amaru. Is he going to swap? He's got about
10 seconds left.
6 seconds or so to do it. They're keeping it. John,
5 seconds
we
left.
get an Amaru. I don't know what the hell he's going to do do with it. Because this
Big window.
This is a master
He's going
defense.
through a big window with Case. Either that or Solar.
Maybe. Or maybe like, okay, they do a Solar clear. And then, oh, well, if he Amaru's up the hatch, he'll be on the opposite side of the bed. Is he going to Amaru into Solar?
He's droning it.
Maybe he's going to Amaru into Trophy and then fast push up the stairs? What is Bio's... What's his angle here?
I think he...
There is light-ish side. Okay, it was just a rush. Well, Karn gets the first of the shotgun. Barring will trade him out. In comes Bio finally. It was through Solar, but Zeno shuts down Twist. The man advantage in the favor of the attack. Up comes Mikey. He'll get killed by Bio watching the flank with Case, and the plant attempt is now starting. No C4s on the board for this defense either. Simply just Valor watching this big window. He's really the only thing standing between the defense and this plant. He will whiff on the kill, but the plant still goes down. Felt eventually dies to the planter himself, but in comes Zeno on the flank. He'll sideswipe Bio. But still, that window presence is something the defense has to worry about. In come the flashes. They might have to just double up against Barring and then focus on Valor. But in comes the Finka. The LMG sings and down goes Zeno. Leaves it all up to Whitlock on the alibi. Barring is low. Bailiff is out looking for the close angle. But no, he's distracted by the window player and just gets pre-fired in the back. West Garfield with a very scary but successful rush.
And it was completely all over the place. Carnage found the opening kill. There's the trade. Bio hops into the window, and during the post plant, Valor just whiffs almost all of his shots, allowing Zeno to cross through and kill Bio. I mean, theoretically there, if maybe we had the bathroom walls reinforced, we could have the Vulcan popped in order to force the Finka back further, and maybe they wouldn't be able to line up a grenade properly to stop that plant, and no ability to wallbang through bathroom either. We could have maybe seen the site completely locked out just by that one player slipping through the Nomad's position on the big window rappel, and that could have been a recoverable position for Karn and Co., but that was not the case. West Garfield's rush attempt was actually successful, and they were able to hold on and get their first round here on the attack.
That was definitely a really interesting one. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen an Amaru used like this on this map. At least not recently, not to my knowledge. I could be tripping. You know, maybe we saw that somewhere before, but as far as I'm concerned, as for right now, I don't remember. So, very creative from whoever called that. Probably Biologic, considering he's the main IGL of the team. So, very creative, Mr. B10 Logic. And that'll give West Garfield their first point. Carnico still lead. We're back on Bar with that downstairs roam. Something that West Garfield had a lot of trouble clearing out.
Might have the same problem reveal itself again. Looks like West Garfield, though, are not going to go for the exact same attack. They don't have a Maverick. They're not going to walk in a snowmobile. They are going for a more standard approach. They are going to go all the way in through Trophy, walk up Trophy stairs, probably, I would assume, maybe having someone light roam near dining room to have that horizontal play for later in the round. And then they go for the original open up office wall and get rid of the player in the back of blue with the shield gone strat, and maybe have someone play West Main Balk in case there's a chimney shield as well, which could be true because there are two on the board overall. So we're not going to have that crazy play inside a snowmobile. It's a much more default attempt by West Garfield because they probably don't feel as comfortable for going for that slightly different strat, despite the fact we just saw them go for an Amara rush last round.
Ooh, was that Whitlock? Yeah, that's Whitlock. He is very close to where the attackers are starting to come in, but he will just deny the Iana, but he might catch Snake vaulting in. That was actually Valor on the Iana. What a shot from Wit. And that's first pick. Valor thought he had an opening, but Whitlock very swiftly sealed it up, and that was really your only downstairs player. The other three attempting to push top library stairs, Twist on that library balk. Utility going to come in now, burning away. Here's the nade to deal with the shield, and it is successful. There we go. So Zeno forced back a bit. Whitlock will also rotate back to the site, but the issue remains Mikey still has a shield by Chimney.
And it remaining too. Could just stall for about 20 more seconds, fall back into library, and still be in a good spot because no one's on the big window, so there is a lot of potential for Karn and Co. to waste even more time and still have a safety net to fall back on for the anchor presence.
Yeah, I mean, 50 seconds left. Still someone on main stairs, too. Fellwither gets a little aggressive. He'll tag Barring up, and there's a nade with his name on it, but he'll avoid it for now. Mikey's still upstairs, locking off library. He's getting beared down upon by multiple angles, and he'll peek above the shield at the wrong time. Snake will take his head off, and finally, top floor control will fully be in the hands of the attack. Hatch is soft as well, so this site players are going to have to be careful. Barring is now pushed in the basement. Feltwinter does not expect it. Man advantage now in the favor of West Garfield. They'll begin to play the vert with those breaching charges. Snake, another kill onto Carnage. That's 2 for him, leaving Whitlock and Zeno alone. Make it just Whitlock, 1 versus 4. He'll kill Barring, but Bio drops with the case, and it's Snake to get his third. West Garfield tie the score 2-2.
And well, guess I didn't get to notice there was somebody on library window. My fault. And because of that, actually, they were able to kill the smoke player without him getting away with his life. So that equalized the position, and just barely enough time to still get that round as a win, funny enough, for West Garfield Park. I mean, they were at least able to get hyper-aggressive towards the very end, win those key gunfights. But, I mean, other than that, if they just didn't have the one-up against Carnico in terms of just general placement of their players, I feel like Carnico still would have won that round because they did a fantastic job of stalling West Garfield. They got the opening kill as well because Whitlock just immediately smoked Valor, hopping in through trophy window. Everything looked good on paper, and then West Garfield just managed to completely isolate too many defenders by Carnico and just win their ones.
Yeah, the West Garfield did a brilliant job of isolation there and catching the rotates. But I mean, hey, it's 2-2. Carnico already have their 2 rounds on defense. If they just take one more, they've almost effectively won the half. And the reason why we're paused is Barring did, in fact, disconnect. So we're just waiting for him to get back in the lobby. According to his team, he may have blue screen. So not sure how much time this is going to take. Hopefully he's back soon. But we want to look to future rounds. As of right now, you guys can't see it, but we still can. Carnico have Garage selected. And I really like this decision because unlike Bar, where you really you hold top blue and chimney as if they're anchor positions, Garage is fully dependent on the roam. You are going to force West Garfield to have to deal with this roam, which is something that they haven't really had the best track record with doing so far in this game.
They haven't been all that successful in terms of the early game. There have been a lot of trades for the actual entry kills themselves, but it has still been Card & Co. to really set the initiative and still get that opening kill, except for, I think it was like round number 2 where Twist got the first engagement. But again, trades, they have been kind of a constant in most of these rounds, except for probably, I think it was round 1 and 2. Round 1, Feltwinter got a 2K, and then, or not 2-4, sorry, and then Whitlock got the opening kill. We didn't see like a trade until very later in the matchup, actually. So my mistake, again. But hey, we've got all the time in the world to stall, so I guess now would be the moment to begin to make those issues. But slowly getting people back in the lobby, that's a good sigh of relief here for West Garfield so they continue playing this matchup. But yeah, I think Wine, like you mentioned, Harrison, is a good option for Card & Co. because, again, they've been the ones to take the initiative, and they've done a very good job at that department so far.
Yeah, and I'm really scared, too, because Feltwinter's on site as Cade, meaning that when it comes to that anchor game, it's going to be significantly bolstered just by having Feltwinter there because he has been such a powerful force for Card & Co. You're going to have Mikey, Zeno, and probably Whitlock on that roam. Like, that's a power trio, if I've ever seen it. So I'm really excited to see how West Garfield deal with this, and whether or not Card & Co. are just going to be able to stall them out on the roam. Because, I mean, even if they don't get all the kills necessary, even if they don't trade themselves out, I guarantee it's probably going to take a decent bit of time, and Carnage B has the Echo select. Now, Barring is back. His PC has unblue screened itself, so we can get right back into the game and stop speculating.
And although we do have probably most of the emphasis happening in towards the roam game, at least we still have that Echo, like you mentioned, for some sort of plant denial, which is a pretty common issue here with what?
No.
What did you notice?
Not the Ying Glass.
Oh, no. Are they gonna... Oh,
not the Ying Glass Osa.
Oh, they're gonna go and try to pull what was it? The Sonics tried doing? Yeah, Max is highlighting it. Thank you.
And then what PB did better?
Yep, exactly that.
So they've probably got what, 8 smokes in Finka?
Maybe. I know Thermite can bring them. Glaz can bring them. Oh, well, Thermite isn't bringing them. That's sad. But Osa has them. Glaz has them, and Twitch has them. So I feel like 6.
I feel like 6 smokes is probably more than enough.
Yep, and the flash is still for burn. Not a bad idea. But you gotta leave your spawn to do the play.
Ooh.
Laz, Snake, wake up, man.
There's no Maestro or BP or Warden. They're not gonna be able to see through these smokes. This could actually work really well for West Garfield if they do it fast enough.
Hope to see if that actually unfolds. The K-Claw's still on the board. They have a singular set of grenades, and that is it. And the first one gets tossed. It's going to be clean. The K does not have another one in their back pocket. Feltwinter's going to fall back. So this wall's going to get opened up, and the rush is bound to happen.
Smokes go out. Biologic now planting right in the corner. There's cover from the Osa shield and the Glaz, but no, he's killed by Karn anyway. What? Where's the coverage? He must have just pre-fired in. Valor's the next one, but he runs in before the smoke goes out. In fact, the smoke may have been burned. No, it's in the doorway. Karn gets another one onto Barring. Twist finally refrags Valor. He's gonna get that plant down as Snake with the cover through the smoke lands it onto Felt, and all the attackers will evacuate the building, and they'll move far away. Snake loses the fight over the Osa shield, though, for Xeno. 3 versus 2. But it is a garage post plant. Really tough to win if you're a defender. And Whitlock's about to get caught by the thermite. But what? He wins the fight outside? How is he allowed to do that? Mikey's on the defuse. In comes the thermite. He'll finally kill him. Xeno doesn't have the coverage despite knowing where the thermite was. And he's solo HP. He dies easily to Valor. West Garfield take round number 5. It was so scary. Carnico almost had that. But Valor saves the round with a 3K.
Barely by a thread, but once again, West Garfield are going to actually surprise and still take the round. So I guess they kind of won up the Sonics there and did their best Parabellum impression, I suppose. But for Karn & Co., I feel like they had an idea as to what was about to happen there. They had the single wine wall opened up, which I think allowed, I believe it was Carnage, to go just wide swing and pre-fire. And because of how they opened up the single wall, he actually had cover from still some of the wall itself, so Glaz could not see through his smoke and immediately detect Carnage. So that's how he got the pre-fire for free with no refrag. Then he swung again on a second kill, yet it wasn't enough because the plant still went down, and although Karn & Co. had a really good-looking retake, they just had a couple of flub moments in the mix of that good retake that kind of forced them to have the biggest blunder of them all, and it wasn't just allowing that plant to go down, of course.
Actually, like, I know they lost the round. I can't believe Whitlock got that kill outside.
Yeah.
For so long. But dude, when he jumped back in after being killed by Valor, that should have been the call for Xeno to start covering, like, outside the breach. Oh, he thought he was coming main stairs. That's tragic because they could have had that round. Or even if you have Xeno start going for that defuse with Mikey covering because Mikey just had way more HP. Because there was time. There was time for Karn & Co. to play with. I think they just got a little flustered and ahead of themselves. But they'll drop by 1 round, and we're back on dining. They had a beautiful top floor hold on this site, and they'll be banking on that to happen again because they really want this even half.
You could still argue, though, with this being a more attacker-favored map, that even 2-4 is okay, but I also feel like for Karn & Co., they could definitely take this at the very least, and now at the most, technically speaking, 3-3. So this would be a very nice little bolster up before going into the second half. West Garfield looks like they'll be trying the exact same thing they did last time of going in for more of the library startup on this push and then just slowly working through the entire top floor extension, which did have twists for the cutoff, which did give them the opening kill. But again, we talked about the trade game for a small moment. Karn & Co. were very superior in that, and also their overall rotates and just general placements were fantastic for this top floor extension, and really it just it left no breathing room for West Garfield Park whatsoever.
And speaking of breathing room, Karn & Co. have a lot of info going for them on this top floor to facilitate the hold, but it doesn't look like West Garfield are too keen on challenging it. Rather than the full clear this time, they're just going for the wall, it seems. I mean, have they even opened up office?
I don't. Oh, no, they did, because it was soft again.
Okay, it's soft.
Yeah, that's a relief, but they haven't broken the K-Claw. That is way too
that
far,
went
Barring.
Way too far.
Okay. Okay, then. Bio detects where it actually is placed, and because Barring still has 1 more grenade, they can break this Electro Claw. Xeno has 1 more in his pocket, though. They could actually K-trick the wall and maybe force a funnel by West Garfield. That could be big for Karn & Co.
Yeah, if they get this exothermic charge. Now, I mean, Bio does have 2, though, granted, And with the stuns going
Oh.
over, Zeno gets caught out of position by barring because there's no footholds in short. There's another kill for the attack. Mikey finally trades. The Thermite rushing in. Whitlock almost whiffs, but finally gets the kill. 2 versus 3. Vertical superiority perhaps in the favor of the attack. I don't see anyone on the defense doing anything, but no. They all rotated down and flooded sight. Mikey hasn't done anything upstairs. Snake is planting, and he's going to get away with it. Mikey now 1v3 post. He's got to take 3 separate engagements, and he won't even win 1. West Garfield end up winning the half 4-2.
Great last-second droning as well by West Garfield Park in order to A, detect the Kaid of Zeno, flush him out, get that kill, and then B, I would say a rather questionable heads-up motive of wanting to go rush into dining, but also need to look at it like this. Because they didn't have dining wall opened up, they kind of had to go for either a rather different plant, or it'd be better just to kind of run in the kitchen, hope you win your gunfight, then plant there. Still very risky because, again, also with the top floor being a thing, you have to worry about vertical. Maybe the vertical pressure is a bit weaker inside of kitchen. So there was a lot to think about with not much time left on the clock for West Garfield. And after they immediately got that kill in Zeno, it was just kind of the green light for them to rush in. So still not a bad heads-up play considering, but it definitely seemed to be a very high-risk, high-reward play. It was just a good thing that they actually got the round win and still got the kills necessary to put themselves in that post plan.
Now I'm a little worried about Karnenko. Now, okay. I guess I shouldn't be too worried yet because their attacks on this map were definitely fearsome. You know, there's a whole second half still to go, but West Garfield were really outclassing them in a lot of those attacks. Karnenko were not expecting to get blitzed like that so many times in a row. They're definitely punished. And I'll see if Karnenko can deal with this upstairs aggression from Bio on the Oryx, assisted by Snake on Vigil. So plenty of offsite presence for this garage play. And Karnenko, they don't have those smokes. They don't have the glass. They can't go for that direct. They are going to be forced to clear this.
We'll see how well they are able to attempt in trying to get rid of this util extension. Got Whitlock already potentially teasing going up to big window, perhaps. And being on the 0, though, going to be a ton of information at this guy's fingertips. And for Karnenko, they are just still gathering tons of that reconnaissance. Like I had mentioned, they detect Bio. He could potentially fall back. He's on the Oryx, a very high mobile kit with those Rima dashes. So wouldn't it be the worst idea in the world after breaking a bunch of drones just to kind of run away and dry up that intel? Almost loses their life to the Finca outside of West Main, but is still alive somehow after receiving tons of pressure applied to him. Eventually he falls. Still a bunch of drones gone. Now only 3 left overall, but the man advantage, it is substantial here for Karnenko.
Remember when I talked about those fierce attacks? It's 2 kills in a row for Karnenko before Valor refrags onto Feltwinter, but still, advantage has been claimed. Now they have to move a floor down and deal with the first floor roamers. It's going to be Twist inside of Dining. A lot of vertical destruction happening. Zeno's feet getting significantly lit up by that shotgun from Barring. Yeah, I didn't expect the smoke to actually come up for the assist like that. You've also got Valor still roaming around upstairs, and they will all default back to site rather early. Still a minute and a half left in this round, but I'm sure they're happy to come away, without losing any additional bodies.
Yep, still that 4-on-3. And they are in a good position kind of to go and get this back wall opened up. They do detect Barring, but having those smokes does give them a little bit of leeway, but Mikey can just shoot through them. It's not a brick wall after all, so now that the smoke is gone, it is a 3 versus 2. They can just recover the case in a couple of seconds here, and still having that hard breach in the pocket of Whitlock this time with the secondary breach, they can still open up this long angle for the Osa and still have a lot of opportunities, but what a C4 play by Valor to now equalize.
Mikey just sprinted right into it, and Cases dropped outside Trench, so it doesn't matter that they have this crossfire. Cases dropped. They don't have the red wall open either. Unless Whitlock can rotate around and get that hard breach charge on it, he will. He'll go Trench, so he doesn't have to cross. He doesn't have to expose himself. There's 30 seconds left. Whitlock is going to have to get a move on, and this hard breach charge does take a little bit of time. And I don't even know where Valor's gone. He's holding a very long angle. That's a tight pixel on the doorway. I don't suppose anyone from Karnenko is going to rush through it just yet, though. This shield is going to prove a problem. Twist, there's nothing for Karnenko to flush him out. Nothing to deal with that shield. Valor going to get smoked off. Zeno rushing in, but no. Valor's right behind him. Zeno will turn around, get 1 and 2. Zeno just destroyed the crossfire. He just 180 Twist. No way. Oh my god.
that should not have been a round win for Karn and Co. because they severely dropped the bag. They killed Bio early on. Fantastic. But they wasted so much of their drone game at the very beginning of that round. They had very little information to work off of, and they got slightly too aggressive for their own good, and West Garfield, they were punishing them, but because of the smoke, I think it was, we had both the Mute and Osers kind of cross paths inadvertently without them knowing, and while Xeno's looking to kill the player in the back of Wine, he then hears the Mute behind him, flicks, kills him, then gets the final kill as well. That was just... whoa. Just whoa.
I'm in shock.
Agreed. I think Karn was
Xeno
too.
actually just hit the 180 flick on that guy. Oh my god. It's been a while since I've seen a two-piece like that. Like, you don't normally see someone shut down a crossfire completely by themselves like that. I mean, wow, Xeno. The saving grace for that round for Karn & Co. I'm sure his entire team was screaming his name in the comms after that one. That puts Karn & Co. within one round of catching West Garfield, but I do worry. I mean, if Xeno doesn't hit the 180 of a lifetime, they lose that round and they're down 5-2.
And another thing to worry about as well is seems like their old habits are falling back on Karn & Co. again. One thing I was very strict on them for the last time I brought them up was their inability to save their drones. They just had a poor drone econ a lot of the rounds, which also led into them not being able to self-enable themselves to get more kills. And we did see that kind of illustrated well. They still got the opening kill, but having no drones, they began to fluster a little bit in the last 40 seconds or so. Things came from a 4v3, then turned kind of 4v2 into a 2-on-2, where West Garfield had a ton of utility and some key positions to make sure that they could completely stop a push from happening, or at least a plant at the very least. And then Xeno, just like you mentioned, going for the heroics, somehow winning that engagement. That should not have been a win for them, but again, if we don't see these problems changed by Karn & Co., this actually could be an upset victory for West Garfield, 100%.
Yeah, they're going to let Snake get away, at least for now. Legion will tuck himself in the basement. Reminder, this is a dining defense. They do still have to clear the top floor as well. Only one side was reinforced for whatever reason. That's a little bit odd. Twist is the one holding the long angles with that UMP. Barring and Bio are both up there to assist. The Smoke playing off-site just to help his team burn as much time as possible. Barring will start the fragging. Feltwinter goes down. Attempted trade by Mikey, but he'll miss a couple shots on Twist, leaving the castle alive. He'll deal more damage and finally get the finisher. So we're at even man count, but the shield that the Jaeger is sitting behind is still up, and Bio is still there to waste time with the gas.
So is Barring as well. This position being held for a very long time for West Garfield, and honestly, if Karn & Co. kind of just overextend a bit, that could allow West Garfield to once again find a big opening. And there it is. Mikey just in the middle of Master. Nowhere or no one in sight to actually refrag this guy. And Barring is still just getting constantly aggressive, but he can do that. He's got backup by Bio now in a 2 versus 3 position because Barring is down. It's still a huge position for West Garfield to lock this out in the final 30 seconds.
And, where are the drones? Why are Karn & Co. just walking in with no info? You can't assume people are going to default back like that. And now you've lost your Ying. You've lost, the sight wedge, the person who's supposed to get you in the building. Now in a 2 versus 3, there's 15 seconds left. Whitlock doesn't have time to go for Vert. Karn has to wait for this hatch to open so he can just drop to his death. He's already half HP and he hasn't even gotten into the site. Whitlock trying to push Trophy will find one. Karn is in the site, but now he's down and there's no time remaining. What a terrible roam clear from Karn & Co. We've been praising their droning this whole stage thus far, and we didn't see any of that.
Well, we had the one good match where Karn & Co. were great with their drone game. That was Aqualix, and now it's what I was slightly referring to. Their old habits are back, and they don't want to go away. Again, no intel, not a clue as to where exactly West Garfield are playing at in the current moment, in the now, and they pick a small moment to go get a potential swing, go work a kill, get back the man advantage, and it works out fantastic for West Garfield. And Karn & Co., despite the fact they have 3, if not even more than 3 people on that top floor, nobody's anywhere near Mikey's position to trade him. So it's a man advantage for West Garfield, and then Bio gets aggressive near bathroom and kills somebody as well. Total isolation, which again has been a huge issue for Karn & Co. in a couple of their other matches, and this one in particular right now too. So it's as if West Garfield have found all the things that make Karn & Co. tick, and they're just marketing off of that one thing, and now Karn & Co. are at a 2-round disadvantage rather than equalizing.
Attackers need
Y'all,
to locate and defuse
I don't know if y'all could see either, but when we went to the timeout screen, Twist was just talking a bit in chat. This was throwing some shade, saying I'd pause too after that round. Oh, there we go.
All right,
Yeah,
then.
they're going back and forth. So West Garfield started though, I believe. Hopefully, we don't see a Leveron effect. We all know that name, the curse of Leveron. West Garfield, they're up 2 rounds. They're going on to Bar, what a lot of people consider to be one of the best sites on this map, if not the best. They've got a Frost in play. They've got a Thorn as well. 2 shields. But in doing so, you sacrifice Womai, you sacrifice Smoke. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about both the Frost and the Thorn. Like, one or the other is fine, but I feel like you're missing out on too much by bringing both.
Maybe they want to have Snake on the Thorn because it kind of helps him with his own roam, because he's going to use the Razor Blooms maybe more as like intel, perhaps. I don't know. Might be a little too over analytical. Maybe he just wants to have traps for the site, and then if he dies early in the roam, so be it. He's got his shield and his gadgets already deployed, so it doesn't matter that much. I don't know. Not too sure, but Snake might actually get into a bit of a tussle early on. He actually is able to escape, break a little bit of intel off the board of Karn & Co., and now he's already back in Library Hall, maybe playing behind the shield if he wants to, but yeah, close call for us, Garfield, but at least they don't lose anybody.
John, I just realized it's been 50 seconds. Karn & Co. have lost 4 drones.
Yeah. Huh.
There's a lot of info being broken from. I guess maybe, they figured they can use their drones a little more aggressively because they have the flank cams of 0. So they don't have to dedicate them there, and, they can just keep their drones facing forward. But still, now 5 drones. They know that Twist is playing on Chimney. They know Snake is behind the top blue shield. The drone in to see just how much utility there is. There are 2 ADSs, so they know the precise amount of burn that they'll need. Xeno will throw his flashes in. In comes the nade from Feltwinter, and Snake, I imagine, gets away in time. Shield is destroyed, but he'll still play at the top of the stairs because Snake is not afraid. He takes down Feltwinter. Finkel will hit the boost, but he'll still get finished off, and there's no trade from Xeno.
Once again, lack of a refrag. Feltwinter now gone, and Snake is still just in the top of blue stairs. Like, there's no utility. He's got Twist to back him up, so nobody can push him outward from the actual west main window. But now that we have Barring dead, actually, not Snake, we have the Jaeger drop to maybe hold a position in the site. Because at least for Snake, he can fall back. He does, but he's met by Whitlock. So we have Karn & Co. able to reestablish themselves here in this round. But there's the flank by Bio at just the right time. And now it's equilibrium, once again, 3 versus 3.
Oh, Felt was dead, and there was a cam on it, yet there was no call for Whitlock. That's a shame. Feltwinter maybe switching off the cam at just the wrong time. But either way, 3 versus 3 now. Someone bottom blue. I believe, not quite sure who that is. That might be Twist. Karn now goes down. Oh, to the frost mat. Finished off by Twist. If that's what forfeits the match point, that is such a shame. Valor lit up, finished off by Mikey above. Another player attempting to come in through the refrag from bottom main, but Mikey's got a ping. They know about it. I can potentially get him through the vert. Can he see the foot? No, he's just wasting time. He'll just go ahead and peek over, kill Biologic. That's a triple on the round for him. Twist has to clutch up a 1 versus 2. Plant going down. Mikey so low on the coverage. Twist only needs to land 1 bullet, but he looks the wrong way. Mikey gets a 4K, and what looked like a West Garfield round ends up going the way of the attack.
And it's funny, too, because it was the same problems. Bad intel. We saw that, especially on the flank, that was not being covered at all by Feltwinter, who was dead. And we also saw, again, the lack of trades for a second time because Feltwinter was the person wide swinging out office with the LMG and just gets killed by Snake. Although we had that happen and also a frost mat down, we had Mikey just pop off on the vert. And I mean, every now and again, Mikey can really shine through and just be an absolute force to be reckoned with. So I guess he picked a perfect opportunity. And I mean, in general, he's been doing really good in the kill department. Double digits for the man, so good stuff by him. And that is one of the sole reasons why we have Card & Co. able to stave off match point is just really off the back of Mikey and that calm and collectedness by Card & Co. in the final 30 seconds.
You know what's really funny too? Like, not only did they almost lose that round because of really bad info, they then won the round because of really good info. Like, they had the info on, you know, Snake coming down the downstairs, but then not Whitlock's flank. And then they had info on the guy on bio sitting top main. And then they had info on Twist coming through games. It's like, yeah, that was weird. It's like Card & Co had really bad info and really good info at the same time. But we're back on Garage. Card & Co had a beautiful start to this round and then really fumbled on the execute until Zeno hit an incredible 180. I mean, if Card & Co can do the same roam clear and then just hit the brakes and collect themselves again, we could see a tie score here.
Well, for Card & Co, I'm starting to think that there might be some more problems involved here. Maybe West Garfield are giving them a little bit too much in terms of some of these rounds, especially after what we saw last time. We've mentioned a couple times, reimburse it again. It was a 1v2, almost impossible position for Zeno to win, but he still somehow managed. But I like the slight change-up, especially since we have such a heavy intel-based comp here by West Garfield. I like the IQ pick here by Zeno, but what I don't like is Feltwinter again, by himself. No one's there to trade. Snake gets another freebie, and now one of your main fraggers is gone immediately.
Where was the drone?
Shot.
It looks like Feltwinter didn't even know.
Oh, they have all 10. Man.
Well, where'd it go? So Snake got a freebie. Mikey is on, wow, Mikey's on main stairs already. There are literally still roamers on the top floor. Like, they think they're safe? Because they're not. They will drone out Twist in dining. Snake is still upstairs where he killed Felt. So, like, Card & Co have to be aware of the possibility of a presence there. But they're just kind of in lobby, not even worrying about the top floor. Like, unless they have someone watching that. Okay, they do have people watching that. That's why Mikey thinks he's safe. But even then, they're not flushing it. They're just kind of chilling, holding angles, trying to work vert. But no picks are coming to the attack right now. West Garfield are playing like just passive enough to keep Card & Co scared of the roamers, but not giving them the opportunity to fight them.
Zeno well aware of the Smoke's position, clearly. And Toxic Cancer gets popped up, and of course he almost gets blown up by the Mossberg. Barring will actually reattempt the swing, and Zeno is not far away enough to just get one pumped. Mikey drops the hatch in a valiant attempt to maybe try to salvage this round for his team, but it's still that 5-on-3. Whitlock does catch Snake, already doing his job on the roam game, though. Things are still looking quite tricky, and Bio's actually near Mez as well, but loses the fight drastically by Whitlock. A second for the Nomad. Things have turned around here for Card & Co, and they can go for a plant. They've got vertical. They know somebody's out on the roam game still, and Mikey is holding coverage inside a connector. This actually can be a redeemable position.
Oh my God,
Mikey! Goodness! Mikey finds two in the middle of connector, and now it's just barring left. He has to retake the site. 30 seconds left, and there's coverage outside, and Mikey has completely changed his position to better counteract either a blue or a main stairs push. He'll move around once again, even worsening the current intel that Bearing has in these last couple of moments. He tries to get aggressive, but no one's giving him the time of day right now to go for the swing. Mikey just holding a passive angle. He's not going to win the fight, though. Barring still able to survive. It's a 1-versus-1 between Carnage and Barring. The timer is very low, and Carnage knows this. He'll just play the timer here. 8 seconds left, and now only 6. Barring can no longer win this, and we aren't going to see match point, as by a miracle, Card & Co are going to hold on once again in another attacking round.
I can't believe another round where I just can't believe they won that. Mikey with two kills in the round. Yeah, because Whitlock got 2 upstairs. Mikey with 2 kills in connector. I mean, I love the idea. I love the play, right? So, Card & Co are kind of stuck. They're holding the roam back, sure. But they're not pushing them, and they're not getting actively pushed, which causes a bit of a stall. West Garfield start to make the move. And as they do, Mikey decides, all right, you know what? I am sick of waiting around and just pancakes down the connector hatch. And from there, he has Valor pinned down. He cannot move. Twist comes in, Twist on the Jaeger comes in to try to assist. At the same time, West Garfield, they're like, all right, this guy's con. They're probably going to execute. Let's start moving. But Whitlock has the perfect flank coverage. Not only kills Snake, but nabs Bio with the pistol because Bio couldn't hit enough shots.
5 seconds to go.
And Mikey,
Bomb located by
they try for a double swing, and Mikey just gets both because he's better. Like,
Attackers' objective is to
in
defuse
no
the bomb.
world should that have worked. And then it just did. And now Karn and Co are 5-5. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes to OT, but it really shouldn't have gone to OT to begin with.
But again, it's just Karn and Co are making so many mistakes, and West Garfield have done
They really are.
They've done a very good job of marketing off those errors numerous times. That is one of the main things, because we have seen West Garfield slowly improve, and now that Karn and Co are somehow also not improving, or also not improving, they are just not doing a good job against the defense. Snake has won a lot of opening duels. This could be another one, perhaps. Yep, that will be true. But at least Feltwinter is there. They're playing together. But like you just said, Mikey's the one who actually dies, not Feltwinter. All that vert pressure pretty much gone because nobody has breaching charges. It is going to be a very tricky round, especially if they're even able to get rid of this roam presence on the top floor.
Yeah, Snake is 8-9, but he has been doing tremendous work on the defense so far. That is his third opening pick in a row. It was 2 onto Felt, and now 1 onto Mikey, the top performer for Karn & Co. by far and away with 13 kills. In fact, the only person on his team with double digits, and there's only one other person with the amount of kills he has, and that's Barring, who is a huge performer for his team, respectively. So Karn & Co., at least they even, right? That's the saving grace here. They will get the equalizer. The Osa shield goes down in short, thanks to, I believe, that C4 from Valor. Somehow I think that was able to clip it. The Thermite goes down on the wall. Still this top floor presence. I imagine Whitlock is probably the one tasked with, again, just kind of chilling and holding them back, not going for any sort of push. He's got pings on 1. He knows the Jaeger might be piano, but no, he swings out too far, misses the shots, and Barring gets him through the wall. That is massive. Karn & Co have now completely lost their top floor pressure, and they have to take another body off the execute to watch it.
Karn aware of this vertical. He's going to get aggressive. Spots the frost. Can he win the gunfight, though? No. Bio is able to fall back and still survive. Zeno, now the one to try to go big here, but the Jaeger, it's a 1-for-1 trade. He gets only downed. Not even finished off completely. 2 versus 4 potentially if Barring gets revived, and that will be true in the final 30 seconds. There is honestly just no options left for Karn & Co. because I don't even think Carnage has proper coverage right now. Feltwinter's going for a hero play because there's no chance in hell they get this plant down.
And they've got pings on the Felt, so it's not even like this is sneaky. He's not even looking the right way in the trophy. He's going to get completely blindsided by Twist on this castle. He'll finally turn around, end up getting him. Bio gets the instant frag, and it's Karn alone in a 1v3. And Barring shuts him down. What an incredible play by the Jaeger. Barring by himself, destroying the flank watch upstairs and giving his team match point.
And don't get me wrong, because Mikey is dead, it does seem a little... I guess it seems almost a little dumb to want to push directly into office. You just want to hold those longer angles. But I still don't think that's the best option. If Karn & Co had, at the very least, fully cleared out office, maybe had somebody play around perhaps near main balcony and then fallen back, having the Nomad player actually be the one to still be in that position near library or just watching close towards Mez, that could have been a very different round. Because I think we had West Garfield just after it was calmed, that Sledge had died, they just overextended into offices, and the Nomad was just passively holding. There was genuinely no pressure in that top floor besides the refrag that Feltwinter got after Mikey had died, but that was already too much that was expended by Karn & Co, and at that point they just already started counting their losses. They tried fully rotating in the first floor, but it was just not the right call because they still had so much to worry about in that second floor.
I mean, the fact that not only did Whitlock get smoked on a fight that he probably shouldn't have taken in the first place, you then rotate someone else there who also gets smoked. I also can't believe Karn didn't kill Bio there. That was ridiculous. Like, Bio did not move, and Karn was looking at the wrong spot on the floor holes despite having yellow pings. That round was a whole mess from Karn & Co. And they have to try and bring us to OT now. West Garfield leads 6-5, a result that none of us in the production crew could have foreseen. Nobody expected this. West Garfield are looking for their second upset win of the day, as Whitlock attempts to go ahead, open into Garage first. And are we going to see some sort of like bottom-up play?
It could be a possibility. They have Buck, which, I mean, for this might not be the best unless you were expecting Snowmobile to be open. There's not a lot of vert you can play from the basement floor and looking up into gaming room, of course. But maybe just having that fast from bottom to top horizontal presence could maybe be persuading for Karn & Co. But they still have to worry about the roam game, which they're trying to deal with right now. Bio gets spotted near Trophy Stairs, but I think we have Snake getting aggressive. Yeah, he's actually now positioned inside of Dining Room as well. So if we just have this essential funnel by Karn & Co. and they just get caught off guard by a flank, this is going to potentially be over before we even know it.
Again, where's the info? Mikey had no freaking clue Snake was in dining shooting at him. Like, Karn & Co., how have you not learned your lesson? You have got to actively drone your entries. Every time they move in, there's someone there mating for them, and 2 more bodies now fall. Zeno is 1 HP. This match might as well be over because Karn & Co. have just completely forgotten how to drone. Flawless for West Garfield. What happened to Karn & Co.?
Well, all right then. I guess we are laughing in the bank for all the West Garfield fans. Brilliant upset by them. But I think for potentially